What am I doing with my life?
Imagine a box that can make your wishes come true. Do you know a man died in prison for discussing this? In the United States and abroad, offices have been raided and books have literally been burned for revealing what you will learn here.
Radionic devices, or wishing machines as they're also called. I don't think I can explain these devices in a way that would make them justice, and I'm not sure that you would believe me either. So let's take a look at a quick montage of people who are into this and hear what they have to say.
Let's say you need something. You have some wishes, some desires, some wants, some needs. Let's say you need more money, more sales. You could use a wishing machine to attract the things that you need.
This is not powered by traditional electricity. This is a mind-powered machine.
So if you have any kind of issue, if it's a health issue, even if you can't sell your home, if you need a job, if you're having problems with your neighbors, if your pet needs a boost.
I wish I would win money.
This can actually remove pests from your crops without spraying anything. It can heal. Of course, we're not allowed to say that.
And there you have it. There's seemingly no end to what you can do with these devices, so obviously we must build a couple of them and see just what we're able to accomplish with them. With this kind of power, I would be unstoppable. I did post the schematics I found on various radionics forums and incorporated their feedback to make sure that these designs are accepted as genuine radionic devices. So let's build both an electric and a passive one. The battery-powered radionics machine is going to use an amplifier similar to the one that I built for the EVP receiver. And the passive one is going to use what's called an orgone amplifier. Now, what is an orgone amplifier? It's a piece of orgonite with copper wire wrapped around it. So, what's orgonite? For the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna tell you that it's nothing. It's bullshit. But I do have a video on it coming up. Now that I have wasted all that time and money, let's put them to the test. First, let's try to get some money, since that seems to be what most people use these devices for. I've opened up a new bank account for this test. The account is currently empty. So now we're going to try to manifest some money onto that account. First, we prepare a sample. On this piece of paper, I'm going to write down my wish to receive money. I am going to provide the proper account number. I sign it. And finally, I tape this nail clipping to the piece of paper. We take our sample and we put it on the input plate. And now we're ready to tune this machine to the frequency of our wish. So we grab the first knob, and as we turn it, we start gently rubbing what's referred to as the output plate or stick plate. At some point, my fingers should stick to the surface. This is called subjective feedback. And at this point, we stop turning the knob. This knob is now set. And now we do the same thing for the rest of the knobs. The machine is now set. Now we will put this in a quiet place and let it do its job. I'm going to give this 2 weeks, which sounds like an ample amount of time to at least give me a cent or two. Holla holla get dollar. This is also said to be able to copy substances, mainly homeopathic remedies, of course. So for the second test, let's try to copy a substance. Here I have some paracetamol that I'm going to try to copy onto these sugar pills, and in true James Randi spirit I'm going to swallow a good amount of them. With a bit of luck, I'm gonna be dying of liver failure in a couple of weeks. The problem with these, well not the problem, but one of the problems, is that most of the schematics I found are not even complete circuits. They operate in the same capacity as a TV without a power supply. The potentiometers in many of them are wired in such a way that it doesn't make any difference to the circuit how they are set. The radionics community is quite obviously well aware of this, as they frequently share the designs in the groups that I joined. Like this one, that is made of a transparent plastic so that we can see the nothingness that resides within. Or maybe this one. No, they're not kidding. You can easily make one out of a box and dials, or even from paper. If you think it will work, it will.
Introducing the paper radionics machine for sending healing energies. All you have to do is sit the paper on the table. Now let's say Sarah Smith is the person you want to send healing to. Put it here in the box labeled name of the person. And she's having right knee pain.
Yes, you heard him. You can just print one out and it'll work. All you gotta do is believe. If a flashlight is left on in the woods and no one is there to believe it, does it still work? I also found this picture in the group, but I refrained from reading the context. This picture does not need context. It's just hilarious. There's no way that this is gonna work. Third test, pain relief. I'm going to eat this habanero. So first, a control, without the use of radionics. And then measure how long it takes for the pain to go down. And then I'm going to wait a few days and let my mouth recover. And then eat another habanero. And this time, use the paper radionics machine to wish for pain relief. It's not a very accurate test, but the difference should be noticeable if this works. Okay. It still hurts, but the pain is starting to get bearable. And that was about 13 minutes, 12 minutes and 50 seconds. So that's gonna be the control. Researching these devices was a real tumble down the rabbit hole. The sheer number of things you can do with them should deliver a whole truck of red flags to even the most open-minded individual. The sudden stickiness of the fingers to the plate is most likely a result of the ideometer effect. The same thing responsible for the movement of the pointer on a Ouija board and the change in swaying directions in dowsing rods and pendulums among its practitioners. It's very easy to get your fingers to feel stuck on a smooth surface. Grab your phone and gently rub it with relaxed fingers. And now add just the tiniest bit of pressure and your fingers will appear to stick.
Radionics is based on the idea that everything in the universe, every concept, every combination of circumstances has its own sort of frequency.
It was redeveloped in 1913 by Dr. Abrams, who actually redeveloped Atlantean technology from thousands of years ago. This is a very, very ancient technology, transmission of energies and frequencies.
So let's say, for example, we have a guy named Joe. And Joe has lost his job and he doesn't have any money. Now the next thing we have to do is find the frequency for Joe without money.
I'm not even gonna bother with all the talk about frequencies, it's just too vague, and I don't even know where to begin unless they provide more information. Just look at this circuit. Please spot the parts that transmit said frequencies, as well as the parts that read them. Or what about in this one? Or in this one? Exactly. They're not there. Just because you believe that something should do something doesn't mean that it actually does that thing. Customer service? Yeah, hi. I bought this laptop from you and it doesn't play my cassette tapes. Now, I know it doesn't have a tape deck, but I really believe that it does, so is it broken? So what did our tests tell us? There is still no money on the account, so the first test was a negative. I'm not dead, I'm not even a little sick, so the pills did nothing. I'm a little intoxicated perhaps, but that's just a beer. This is not helping. 14 minutes and 38 seconds. It still hurts, but it's bearable. What a surprise. There's absolutely no reason that this should have worked. There is nothing in these boxes that will have any effect on the outside world. They are essentially just empty boxes with knobs and plates. Even the ones that are powered with electricity are in essence empty boxes, since the circuits aren't designed to do anything beyond giving the user the idea that it does something. Let's take a quick break and appreciate these fancy banana dowsers, as well as this painting submitted by Martin. With a healthy dose of confirmation bias, a distrust of science and authority, and a lack of understanding of the real world, this may appear to do you some good. But it really does not do so, since it has no actual effect on the outside world. At all. But I suppose that doesn't matter, since a lot of the practitioners believe that it's mind-powered. And yes, you can, with your mind, get that job you want, if you educate it and become a pleasant person, instead of turning knobs and rubbing plates. It's not just silly though, it's actually quite dangerous. During my research, people were asking if you could use this as a treatment for cancer and other actual diseases. And people said, yes, you can do that. If some dude wants to treat his fatal illness with radionics, fine, you've earned it, buddy. But when this becomes a substitute for vaccines, you're affecting all of us. My child has the mumps, but I really wish she didn't. I'm just going to shoehorn this banana into the frame, and then I'm going to read this speech that I prepared for the people who preach this crap, and to the people who sell these devices for hundreds of dollars. Fuck you.